Hey, what's up everyone? This is Type, and today I'm gonna be discussing about the bow or the bow builds. And this is part 3 of my weapon builds video. So alright, so before I show my setup, I just wanna thank my wife and give her a huge shout out. She's the one responsible for everything that I know about bow from World and then Iceborne. So thanks again for being patient with me, because I admit that I am not very good with the bows and with the bow, since I am more of a melee person. All right, so let's go over to the builds. I'm gonna be showing my first one, which I am using right now. Alright, so this is the Fatalis one, and this is what the build looks like. So it has attack boost, the critical eye, the agitator, the constitution, normal shot, spread, bow, and the most important jewel that you can add for your bow build, the clutch claw, so you don't have to wound the monster twice. So this is what the decoration is. Actually, basically, yeah, it shows the build too. It's kind of heavy with the deco, so well, while others are lucky, they probably have more than two, but you actually just need two of this or three, and you want to put something else for the level one. So I have a stone thrower here. This is for when I use the special attack of the bow. The dragon, what's the name of that one? Thousand Dragons, yeah. And also for the wall attack. So I don't have to go looking for the slinger ammo. This is also my all-around bow that I use for certain monsters. So if I feel like, lazy changing to an element, so I just use this one. Like, let's say I forgot which element I should use, but I wouldn't recommend that type of hunting. Alright. So I'm gonna be showing my wait, sorry. For the augment, it's affinity and element up. I tried to use the health regen for it once, and I felt like it's not even doing lifesteal, so I just decided to focus on the affinity, since all the Fatalis weapons have negative affinity. So you might as well want to make sure that it would reach about 45%, but for this one it's 30, but I have agitator, so yeah, it's above 70% since this is a raw build for the bow, right? For the eyes, all the builds are the same. I'm using 4 pieces of Fatalis and 1 Taroth. Alright. This is what it looks like for the bow. For the decorations, it's this. Oh, why is this blank? Hey. Looking for this jewel, sometimes I get dizzy just looking for this particular one that I need. So I usually add true shot for the Thousand Dragons. For my elemental bows, they're not complete yet. So yeah, but you get the idea. It's more on the status up or the element up, and I already have above 600, even if it's not complete yet, together with the custom mods. So it's good enough already, but you want to maximize that, of course. All right. Oh, sorry. Right, so let's go over to the other one. So this is for the water. The only thing I change is obviously the element that I maximize. So like for ice, it's the ice attack. And then for the water, it's water attack. And for the fire, fire, thunder, and so on. And they all have the same mods as well and augments. I didn't bother with the health regen like what I said. Well, I'm not sure if it's really bad, but if somebody's watching who's very familiar with the bow can correct me for that info. But I actually pattern my builds on based on how my wife builds it, and I'm pretty sure that she's not using health regen as well. But we do have a different setup. But you know, I get my idea from her, or I got most of my idea from her. All right. What's this one? Oh, okay. Right. So about the bow, whenever I use this weapon, I'm thinking of using my elemental charge blade. So it depends really on the monster. But if it's Basil, the world Basil, I make sure that I use bow. Although I can also fight it with a melee, but it's really annoying getting bombed to death. And then if you're wearing Rocksteady, then you're just gonna absorb all of its bombs, and that's a guaranteed RIP. Like literally RIP in pepperoni. So it's better to use ranged, I think. Unless you're hunting solo, then yeah, but in groups, Basil is kind of very annoying to fight. The Iceborne version is actually more fun for me because it's friendly for melees. So yeah. Wait. I just had a look at the evade window because I can actually improve that one. It's very useful, especially if you can iframe all the roars and continuously attack. Because this is the only weapon and the light bow gun and the other guns that can continuously attack without actually retreating. So it's very strong. Even back in world, it's already very OP. And I think it's the first, if not the longsword, to actually have a behemoth extreme solo kill. So it's that strong. So what do I what are the things or thing that I don't like about using bow? Yeah, well, there are a few. Like if you get hit, if you're using a ranged weapon, it's almost a guaranteed death, especially if it's a tempered Nergigante or anything that hits hard. Because I think there's something about the range that they can be more tanky if it's an elemental damage. But if it's a physical one, they just take about, I think, more damage than the melees. Actually, I don't really feel that they can actually tank elemental damage too, because it's more of a glass cannon type of DPS. So you really need to be very good with dodging and iframing or positioning well. That's the key. What else? Ah yes, the hit zone value. So like what I said, whenever I use bow, I think of my charge blade as well. And most of the time when I'm using charge blade, I go for my raw weapon or my raw setup since it's basically stronger. Or I don't know if it's because of my play style because I don't really use Savage Axe. But I should really check it again. So what about the hit zone value? So monsters like Zinogre, they have very poor hit zone value. So I tend to not use um, any ice weapon. Even the dual blades, I just go for the raw for those type of monsters. And I feel like the Valhazak in Iceborne, it's weak to fire, right? But yeah, I go for the raw as well. So I'm not very familiar with this weapon, except that I can play it. I think decently. I think I have about 1,204. Oh, yeah, right. Hunts with it, and I feel like uh this is all basil, or at least half of it. I remember that I just got so pissed fighting that one that I decided to use bow, and um it went well. I feel like I am more confident going ham or just fight it to death instead of avoiding the bombs. It's really annoying. All right. So there you go. As for the setup, why I'm using 4 pieces of Fatalis, it's because of the comfort. As you can see, I can maximize the attack boost, the critical eye, the agitator, at least for the setup, and it just feels easier to move around with 200 stamina as well. And I remember back in World as well that I had, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 pieces of Lunastra just for the 200 stamina. I feel like it's two, and then 3 pieces of Rathalos for the critical element. So when they added Fatalis, and then I saw what it can, do to your setup, I just immediately thought of the bow that finally I can have the 200 stamina back again. And it works well for, well, like me. I sometimes forget to check my stamina, and I sometimes don't bring dash juice. So when it's time to dodge and my stamina is drained, then yeah, well, RIP again. So it's very useful to have 200 stamina. And I believe that if you really want to maximize the damage of your bow, especially for the elementals, you would rather use the Saphijiiva one or the Silver Thalos. I believe that before Fatalis, I was running my builds with a mix of Saphijiiva and Silver Thalos, or I think I had full Silver Thalos and full Saphijiiva, but I'm not really very good with dodging, and I get hit frequently with the bow. So the Saphijiiva one is very risky for me to use. But I I think yeah. Well, my wife has a video of me and her on her channel fighting Alatrion, and I was kind of struggling with with that one using the bow. So yeah, so those are my builds, and I'm just gonna show it quickly again. Oh, yes. Uh, here we go. Ice. Water. So I don't have to press, but why am I changing it? Alright, so there you have it with the bow builds. And for the next weapon build video, I'm gonna try to cover the guns and the other melee weapons. I think those are the last two that I need to discuss. So yeah, thanks for watching and happy hunting. See you guys in the next vid.